maybe an Orchid Rush TA, the Blink Deso, the Fury going Orchid, the Deso Blink on the TA, and then just the innate tankiness of Mars with the Eye behind, that alone should be able to punish the timings of a Void of a Tidehunter. In that previous game, we had Kunkka, we had Tide, so if there was no Ravage, there was a boat, and they was kind of covering each other. Thunder Awaken, they don't have it this game. Early fight though.
A bit of an attempt to take down Matthew, and he's out of there.
But no, I like the fact that BetBoom in the draft, even though that first game felt a little bit awkward with the Fury at times, they're still sticking to their guns, and it's now more emphasis on like that mid lane siege that they did in game 1, where it kind of crumbled them after they tried 5 minutes trying to take it. This game, it needs to be much cleaner. They've clearly learned from their mistakes in that first game, so that's why I'm happy to see them try it again in game 2.
And what do you think about this final pick for Thunder Awaken, the Picard's Faceless Void?
Oh, I do love a late pick Void, especially when you see your enemy trying to play for an earlier timing. If you ever get that one team wipe, that one kill, the item advantage that you can build is the AFK.
What?
He's tapped out,
mate. Sorry, just chilling there. You know, game started, he's tapped out, you know.
I mean, if this was online, 100%, you know, it's probably, you know, changing the music, you know, making sure you got a good track on or something. Yeah. Obviously, you're not here, you're not allowed the music, but still. But no, I like the Void for the idea that, once again, if BetBoom make the mistakes, you are going to have, you know, like the Void into TA, the Void now into Furion. It just feels good to play this. You chrono them, you're going to be able to solo off the heroes. I guess the main thing here is there isn't a lot of clean damage going into chrono. Sure, there's additional amplifier through, let's say, like the Gush, or let's say the additional control after the fact from Storm, but it might be a little bit difficult if BetBoom kind of get the ball rolling with all their heroes.
Oh, no. But I get it, because that was sort of the case with the last game's draft, right?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much exactly the same thing. In essence, these drafts feel kind of similar in their openings because, like, you know, BetBoom, they've got the Mars, the Initiator, Thunder Awaken have the Tidehunter. You have the Sustain from the Pugna, the Io, but then it branched out quite differently in regards to BetBoom relying on the earlier siege once again. So yeah, it does feel like a repeat of game 1, honestly. Just slight tweaks in the heroes. Development mid-series.
And I mean, it was sort of the way that we're seeing Picard's play as a carry. Would you imagine we're getting like what the Maelstrom Yasha sort of build up for him, or are we going to get a bit greedier, some Battle Fury for Void this game?
If we've seen some just straight Maelstroms, honestly, I wouldn't mind that. You know, Treads Maelstrom, then get the BKB, enter some of these earlier fights, get the kills, and then from there, you accelerate through just being present. I don't think this is the type of game where you can be ultra greedy, because there will be this like 15-minute timing of Orchids, Desos, Blinks, Initiation galore on BetBoom, and if you're not ready, it's going to be difficult. Like the early game damage of Thunder Awaken might be the undoing. Once they get over that hurdle though, their draft is going to be filthy. You know, Windrunner eventually becoming a core, the innate tankiness of Tidehunter, even the Ags alone. But no, they've got to be careful. They have to be very mindful of this timing that BetBoom will be playing for.
And overall, are you sort of a fan of the support Wind Ranger? So, you know, something that we're seeing some teams bring out here at the major.
I mean, kinda. Like it's hit and miss, right? In lane, it's pretty strong. It's really annoying, especially with the run poking away the position 5. But I think you need the correct game where you actually become the core for it to really be annoying. If your position 4 is executing a hero at the start of the fight, forcing out defensive glimmers for stuff just on the Windrunner alone, it unlocks the fight for so many. But also it can just fall flat and you can kind of be a creep, right? You're just a shackle bot. So it really depends on the player. But Matthew, in that previous game on the Snapfire, he was so impactful. So I'm expecting the same performance from him, hopefully scaling into the game. But nice thing as well, he goes for the headdress. He done that in the previous game, Matthew. He just goes straight headdress, having the additional regen, rather than buying tangos. Just kind of walking around, hugging his offlane and getting that aura going. We haven't seen many players do this. Often it's like sticks and branches. But yeah, Matthew having his own little bit of identity in starting items.
I'm seeing the mid matchup at the moment. Dark Mago doing very well against Lioness in Storm versus TA. Do we usually see sort of Storm come out ahead of the early levels?
I mean, he's also utilizing the small camp a lot earlier. TA naturally will be sticking to the lane up until probably around 5-6. Also, like the observer just pointed out, it is currently blocked. So yeah, right now Storm just having a bit more efficiency due to the setup of the lanes.
Very nice start here for Dark Mago.
You look ravaged.
And on the side lanes, there's, well, kind of, I guess, on sort of both halves. You have the on the top tied a little bit behind. I mean, Dahak, you know, he's not getting any pressure on him. He's going to be free farming as this Prophet. See around the runes, Seneko trying to stop Dark Mago from getting the refuel with the water rune, but he'll still be able to grab it.
I really like what they're doing in bot lane on Thunder Awaken, just because the Pugner is not really going to do anything to stop IO Mars. The sustain from the IO, the chip damage from Pugner is kind of nothing. So he's giving more XP to his Faceless Void, allowing him to have threat. So now this Mars isn't going to have this level 6 timing Void sharing XP level 4. So I like the fact that they are just kind of sacrificing Pugner a little bit more. And in that way, you're kind of protecting your tower, because this Void hitting level 5, hitting level 6, much earlier before Mars. You might even have kill threat of your own, with a Windrunner TP or a Storm TP. Yeah, nice little series of events right now in the safe lane.
Did see in the mid there, Dark Mago opting to take the warp back to base. As Lal, and with that in mind, we'll start to close the gap.
Radiant's middle tower is under
It's really a riveting mid matchup. Push lane, go jungle. And now TA with 6. Starting to put some traps. Seneco's already been making stacks on the dire side of the jungle. So now they'll be farming them together. Seneko will watch.
Yeah, Lal, a really big boost here. It's bottom lane Pakaz. It's rather low. Panda got much regen left from. Okay, yeah, he's got tangos and salves, so Pakaz is going to be kept able to stay in the lane. Around this jungle, Matthew, he'll head over to see what was going on, but Lal, of course, a stack already cleared. Dark Mago in the mid now. He's hit the 6. Not really under any sort of threat. I mean, even with more heroes around, you look at BetBoom's lineup, they've not got the greatest ways outside of the Nyx and the Mars ultimate of catching the Storm. A lot of pressure is going to be on Seneko to make sure that Dark Mago doesn't have a free game.
I think it's kind of difficult right now if you're Thunder Awaken, because you have the Storm Spirit a little bit late to getting 6. But your support duo isn't really going to mid lane and going, nice, we got the kill on TA, let's hit the tower. You have Pugner, you have Windrunner. They're very static supports. They might be able to help turn around fights in the side lanes, be it for a good shackle shot or a decrep. But right now, Thunder Awaken very much relying on just farming their lanes and pushing them out. But that's why BetBoom, they're going to be excelling. TA, a little bit more efficient in that. Furion just having a pretty decent time top. And this Mars in bot lane with the IO, you already see second net worth. There will be a point in the next couple minutes where we're going to be seeing the Furion sync up with this Mars hitting 6 and potentially start looking to take some of these earlier towers.
And last game, of course, Thunder Awaken's lineup was very, very good at turning up and defending those towers. We saw how much of a struggle it was for BetBoom to even attempt for the tier 1 in the mid. Are we going to see them have that same sort of level of ability to hold these early towers?
It's not as good this time because they rely on the mispositioning of BetBoom, Storm making that jump to get the kills really. Early on, the Void by himself isn't really going to do the damage, nor will Windrunner. It's very difficult for Thunder Awaken, even though they have big teamfight spells, to utilize them perfectly. They kind of need BetBoom to only use 2 or 3 heroes at a siege and punish like numbers advantage. Bring 4, bring 5 heroes, wipe them, and then sweep back across the map into a farming pattern. But in the early engagements, if they don't bring everyone, I can see BetBoom slowly kind of walking down some of these earlier towers, especially with an IO behind that, keeping the sustain going. This is just the scariest part of the game in my opinion. Just the first kind of 15-20 minutes for Thunder Awaken. After that, it's going to become a bloodbath, you know, just like game 1, an amazing game. But if they fall victim to any of these early fights, it could just be a classic BetBoom game with their Furion where he goes, you know, 12-on-1, sweeps across the map, killing everything. Plenty of setup as well with the Mars, the Nyx Assassin, the relocate for the TA coming as well.
Yeah, good pressure there from Seneko and Dahak, making sure that Dark Mago wasn't able to fully finish off that stack that he had prepared for him.
Storm Spirit TPing bottom as well.
With the shackle setup, see if they've got the burst. Arena's going to get dropped down. He's able to turn with the spear straight away onto Pakaz. The sustain of the eye, he'll get out to the side. Picard's jumping forward, thinking about dropping the chrono, but identifying that with that initial jump already used for Thunder, Awaken side, Matthew and Dark Mago, there wouldn't have been any follow-up damage to get the kills, so they'll have to hold back Thunder.
Tower is under attack.
And this Storm Spirit, he needs to get his mana back up. Like every time he's on half or a quarter mana, it just gives opportunities for aggression for BetBoom. And yeah, nice discipline from the Void. Just not using the chrono, even though your mid just rotated in, you kind of sometimes feel obligated, like we have to get the kill. We've got to make it worth it. But no, if you waste your chrono there, this Furion instantly going to be calling, guys, I'm TPing bottom. And once again, we'll see that thing where it's like, with no chrono, you force the Tide into bot lane, and that disparity on the map just allows you to start kind of the ball rolling in aggression.
Absolutely, yeah, knowing exactly where to cut their losses there.
You know, we are seeing that build from Picard. It is the Tread, Javelin, straight into Maelstrom. It will give him some type of kill threat potentially, especially if Void does one of those aggressive TPs again. And in one good fight, you easily could be halfway towards a BKB, so...
Coming up to 10 minutes and still yet to see a first blood. Picard's getting burst slow, but the time walks back up. He's okay, and will manage to continue to sort of hold this area on his own, especially with the fact that that threat of the Chronosphere is still there in the mid. Nice little steal there, BetBoom making sure that Lyle doesn't get his hands on a DD.
The Hawks had just like the nicest time in the last 2-3 minutes. He's just been AFK in this top jungle, just living the dream. Seneco's been lapping up the XP top. He already hit 6 pre-10. Yeah, and look at him. He does have the Orchid in the quick buy. So like I mentioned, this is they are building towards the 15-minute timing, like I mentioned.
Now this silence is going to be incredibly annoying for the majority of Thunder's heroes, right? Sort of outside of the Tide, each and every one of them relying on their spells to escape or to protect themselves or teammates. The silence is going to hit hard.
But even like with the TA as well, you pick up that shard, you see the Pugner give him the life drain on the side, just throw down a trap, get another silence, Void steps in, throw another silence. These early fights, silence will be, devastating pre-BKBs.
See if Dark Mago and Panda can find something top. They're hit with the scan. They know that they're in the trees here. They're going to start searching for them. Dark Mago is able to find the opening. He's in onto Dahak. Dahak, he's going to get some help here, but the Ravage is perfectly coming out in time onto the three of them. Dark Mago, he is low, but he's still got mana to play with. So get away from the two of them. Force Mage, you're getting drained down by Pandaboo, as that's 2 dead. Decrepify set up as well. They tried to turn up to turn it around after the hack fell, but BetBoom, they lose 3 heroes here. Thunder, nobody.
But they bring the numbers, that's the key thing. They look behind the tower, they find the Furion, like one of the better kills in this engagement, and then within a blink of an eye, they bring everyone. They're not even second guessing themselves. They understand the lack of damage that they have without the 5 of them. They get the kills, and it just slightly offsets BetBoom's timing just a little bit. And don't forget, just before that happened, Seneco, he was in mid lane with the Vendetta trying to kill off the Windrunner, wasn't able to connect on the Impale due to the Windrunner and the quick disengage. So yeah, due to the lack of aggression from BetBoom, quick counterplay from Thunder Awaken.
Not even able to get the tower tonight. In the mid there, Panda.
That feels good. In Panda, he did get 10k this year. January, by the way. Pretty cool. Not a lot of 10k supports.
See bottom. Sacred. He's going to start the defense here. Of course, no Ravage, and already noticed trying to get in to look for the setup. Matthew's going to be able to find him with the Shackle. As noticed, he's going to try and walk out of this one, but the focus fire's beating him down. Notice trying to run. He's almost certainly going to die. He goes down. Dark will go on top of that. Finding Dahak in the tree line. He'll try for the TP out, but the damage is done. Thunder turn up again. They get these kills. BetBoom, they're not getting anything out of this.
They didn't even need to use the chrono. That must feel so good if you're this Void. You've now completed the Maelstrom. There's a relocate. Oh no. Gone prepping for the relocate return.
I mean, I guess BetBoom, they did actually get the tower, so some sort of objective, but these kills that Thunder Awaken's picking up, they've got to feel pretty good. With BetBoom and the way that they want to play with their heroes, that losing their cores, losing their carry in these sort of situations, it's not great for the game pace that they want to try for.
This Tidehunter is the undoing of this kind of Furion carry style. As long as he has TP available, when the big siege comes in, when you use your Nature's Call, it's a pretty long cooldown. So that alone, Tide just identifies this is where the push is coming, TP's in, Storm Spirit's in position, Void has TP available. They punish them. Through their own aggression, they set up the perfect defense. BetBoom, they're the team. With these heroes, or at least with the Furion, they want to be forcing the TPs around the map. And right now, it's Thunder Awaken, the ones who are doing it.
Yep. And as you said, they did that just then without the need of the Chrono, without Ravage being available. So now that those ults are there, it's going to make the attempts from BetBoom even more difficult to get away with. Blink Dagger, it's done on Sacred. He's going to be looking for those big Ravages.
But if you're BetBoom, you're looking at the fact that Orchid soon online from Nature's Prophet. You've got Desolator complete on TA. Ideally, you need the Blink Dagger as well, and then that in itself should be your timing. You have the Mars with the Blink Dagger, initiation follow-up with the TA as well, and then the backline jump with the Furion with that Orchid. So there is a timing coming out from BetBoom. It's just when Lyle can actually get this Blink Dagger. That is the most important thing. If he can get it in the next couple of minutes, we're looking for quite a nice time. But yeah, the fact that they've crumbled under the tier 1 pressure is going to make it pretty difficult.
Gonna miss the spear, but they should still have him here. They do. They get the kill. There's Matthew gone. That's the arena used.
And the Vendetta as well. Don't forget, that is two of kind of the big initiating tools now been used from BetBoom just to kill off the support. Thunder Awaken pretty happy with that.
I mean, and I feel the thing is as well, even for Lyle when he has the blink on top of the Deso, there's still a lot of sort of stuns or ultimates that could just clip this TA when they try and commit in onto a target. So the fights aren't necessarily going to be that easy with the blink Deso alone. Yeah,
not at all, especially, you got to remember, you blink in. If there's a Chrono on top of that, layered then with a Ravage, you're going to be dying on this TA. It's only once you get that BKB, you might have a kind of a sliver of confidence. But the fact that there's always this Void threat, I guess you have to weigh up the fact that there probably still isn't enough damage for a Void to solo kill the TA if he has Refraction jumping in. But that's only in a matter of time.
And yeah, you can actually see him sort of considering that. He bought the Ogre Club but then sold it again. He's really thinking, Lyle, whether he wants the Blink or the BKB first.
Yeah,
it's probably just going to be the Blink. Helps him get around the map a bit quicker and get the farm towards the BKB on top of it. As for now, Seneko top. Does nearly actually able to take down Panda there in that attempt. In the mid. We'll get the dagger, the spear setup, sorry, and because he was not prepared for that one. Yeah, you get the catch. And of course, with the TA around, that Desolator, a couple of hits, the Void's gone.
Big pickoff. Blink now online for the TA. Like I mentioned, we have the Orchid on the Fury, and Shard now complete as well for Fury. So if they get a good kill, they're going to be able to start pushing. But this is now the nice pivotal moment in the game. Net worth looks pretty healthy for the 3 cores of BetBoom, sitting in the top 4.
Smoke time for Thunder with that BKB done on Dark Mago.
And without the Void as well.
Oh, and a big zip straight up and across there to catch Seneko. Get his courier as well.
Are they going to look for more?
They've still got a decent amount of mana left on the Storm. He's got about half of it left. So definitely has enough to make a move around mid. Force Major. Well, he's going to get jumped there. Tries to tether away, but the Shackle will put a stop to that initial attempt to get out. The spear push out the 2 of them. Force Major, he's going to opt to relocate out of this one.
He can actually bring the Nyx back in. He's respawning in 3 seconds. So they might bait this. And that just...
They're going to have a lot of members here, though, Thunder Awaken. I don't think this is something... And maybe you can get the tether off to the side, Force Major.
No, they're not.
They can't.
As soon as I saw Fury TP up, I was like, alright, don't hype up the maybe the play. It would have been very ambitious, I must say. But still. And another smoke. Back-to-back smokes now coming from Thunder Awaken.
I like this as well, with Picard showing in the lane at the bottom at the same time, so maybe not something that BetBoom's prepared for. The thing is, Picard, he might not be prepared for this himself as they get the silence. Picard, actually nearly saves him there, but the Nature's Wrath comes in to finish him off. Sacred jumps forward, Ravage, it's going to catch Dahak just towards the end of that attempted TP out. As Dahak will be caught, and with the zip across towards the Mars, they should be able to pick up notice as well.
Gotta love Storm Spirit. Uses a big old zip to find Furin, but still just have just enough mana to get to the Mars as well.
Yeah, good read there from Sacred to let the Ravage out, make sure that there's no chance of anybody TPing out in the trees. It means that they are able to make BetBoom pay there for the kill that they got on the Void. BetBoom, though, around the TA and with the Deso, they're going to look to start trying for the Roshan, but it's been scanned out, and underneath this area, with that vision that Thunder have, they will not be afraid to head over and try and do something about this one.
They still have the... Okay, they are backing out.
You know, they know that Thunder Awaken is fully aware of this attempt.
Dire are scanning.
And another smoke, 2 smokes now used in a row. 1 to enter the pit. Force Major going down.
And they actually get the shackle as well towards Taneko. And he's able to get the spike carapace off in time.
The reason, look at this. There's just been a ward there the entire time on that high ground from Radiant. They were trying to smoke into a pit. It's just been completely seen from the lack of the de-warding. So now 2 smokes used just underneath vision. And all Thunder Awaken need to do, continue farming, play in this area. They themselves can't really go for the Roshan. But they can just prevent this really valuable
They're going to go for
resource.
the zip in towards Notice. Nice dodge there of the stun. Dartmago dancing around Staneko's attempt to turn it around as they'll drop the arena. But Notice, he goes out. Dartmago with the last bit of mana able to zip back to safety, jump forward from Bakaz. As Sacred, he's trapped in the trees, breaks his way out with the anchor smash. BetBoom unable to take anyone down in return there. Some really nice storm movements there from Dartmago.
He's just zipping around, dodging all the key stuns. Doesn't get hit by the carapace as well, just until the very end. But at that point, it didn't matter.
We'll see it again here, these dodges from Dartmago. Well, of course, already with a lack of heroes, they were really able to lock him down. And they did try their best to turn it. A big melt hit coming in, but with a zip out, Dartmago's away. And they just don't have any further lockdown outside of those stuns and the ultimate of the arena from Mars to really lock them down. And we're starting to see, you know, for BetBoom, they know that this one, it's getting tough. They're not getting the kills, and Thunder and getting away with quite a lot. It's really going to be down to what BetBoom can do with that fight around Lyle and his BKB. He's just about half the gold of the recipe away from it.
Yeah, they have the net worth, but they're just yet to find that moment in the game where they get a key kill to keep making moves around the map. This Fury and Shadowblade to be able to rat, Orchid to try and kill off the Storm Spirit, but we never got to see that Orchid really punish the Storm at all. I think Storm's now also completed the BKB, like we mentioned. So this window in the game where BetBoom had a really cool 15-minute timing,
yeah,
it's just kind of disappeared.
I think Dartmago's even got his Witchblade done on top of it.
Oh god, that's a lot of damage now. If he locks onto the Eye, the Nyx, even the Fury and pre-BKB, oh, doesn't even have BKB, what am I saying? Yeah, he's going to be killing anyone.
Now, these 2 BKBs really noticed, also very close to his own. That's going to be where we see BetBoom give it another shot.
Got to give it to the Windrunner as well, though. This is one of those games against a carry Furion who's going to be surrounded by Sprout, the Treant. He's going to like pretty much never miss a shackle. It's pretty much like
There's
the
trees
perfect
everywhere.
game. Trees everywhere.
Top tower is under attack.
Need cast. That's his Manta done. So the silence of Dahak, not as scary as it once was here for the Void.
Also able to eat through the refraction if you do catch the TA in Chrono. You know, to whittle down those refraction charges and then also maybe help get some additional damage onto the real hero. Oh, Matthew finding Staneko.
And there's the follow-up, Dartmago. If there's anybody within any sort of closable distance, this Storm's there.
They've just done a really good job at playing on their own side of the map, but being just enough aggressive that when Storm wants to join the fight, his zips are like not putting him at like 3rd mana. He's still keeping half his mana available in every fight. And that's because they're not going too deep with their smokes. They're not trying to go, we have Chrono and Ravage, let's go to the enemy triangle. Let's go to the enemy top side of jungle. They're playing within their own realm of vision that just enables them like immensely.
Oh, here we go. This could be go time for BetBoom. BKB's on their way out for Noticed and Lyle. See if they want to go for the smoke. There we go. Straight away. Immediately off the pickup of these 2 huge items. They've got to find a clean initiation, though. That's going to be all down to Notice. There it is. And it's just the Pugna.
But a pickoff nonetheless, instantly into Roshan.
They're going to try for the Roshan on the back of this. Still, though, Thunder Awaken with the 4 heroes they have and the ultimates that are online, they could still have something to say about this.
Void is yet to TP, and this does fall quickly. If they want to contest it, he needs to TP now. It might just be a bit too late.
It could be a little too slow, the TP over there. As indeed with the meld hits and the death, so it's getting low.
They're in time.
Get there in time. BKB here as Lyle's going to try and finish up, but he's been bashed here by Roche. It's slowing him down a little bit. He'll still get it. They get the Roche, they get the Aegis on Lyle. Dark Mago, he's going to go for the backlines. Ravage comes out here onto the three of them. They focus down the eye. The Chrono's there. It's locked down the boat. As Bakaz gets the double, turns his attention over towards Lyle. The bashes are coming in as Lyle. That's the Aegis removed from him once. See if they can take him out a second time. Notice pops the BKB to try and get over and help out. The blink is there in time from Lyle, but they'll chase on Matthews in with the shackle. They've locked down the TA. All Notice can do is just watch from the side as Lyle, there's no saving him. Over in the river, Sineko was trying to hold back Dark Mago, but Panda's there to help out and get the kill onto the Nyx. Life Drain finishes him off. Notice he'll try and run, but a jump forward from Matthew finishes him off. It's a team wipe. They may have got the Roche and the Aegis, but Thunder Awaken bringing a solid fight. And BetBoom again continue to get held back.
Matthew is an absolute machine on this windrunner. Just every single shackle just cleanly connecting and just a chase down. The patience as well. We were worried by, okay, Void's not TP'd yet, but BetBoom, they commit for the engagement. TA left alone. Sure, she got unlucky with the bash, but just the eventual chase down.
I mean, and we saw as well, really.
Yeah, like, see here, you have TA gets bashed by Roshan. Dahak on the right-hand side can't really do anything to the stones for it, not really having the damage. Stand still for a pretty second.
Excellent Ravage.
Ravage, absolutely beautiful, connecting on everyone. Layered them with the Chrono as well. At this point, sure, nice little cheeky little shackle, and then the shackle soon after. But yeah, it's so hard for BetBoom to play this lineup into a farmed Void, into a farmed Storm, and with a tide hitting Ravages like this, it is so difficult.
And it was sort of excellent priority there from Thunder Awaken. I feel like a lot of teams in that situation, we'll see them all sort of like try and, you know, shuffle into the pit. They're like, well, let's try and see if we can get the steal, get it in time. They just ran straight for the heroes. They were like, you can get the kill. You can get the Aegis. We don't care. We're going to be able to deal with the rest of the team, and then we're going to be able to deal with you, Lyle.
Yeah, I love the fact that they didn't get all focused on the pit, because sometimes teams, they all jump into the pit going, let's try and get it. And in doing so...
And now in the mid, Shackle here off the creep. The stun comes out, but Dharma goes in with the BKB, zips forward. Sineko, he's out. They'll get the relocate for Notice. They'll save him for now. Carl, he's going to try and commit with the BKB onto towards Matthew, but the Decrepify's there. Notice moves back in with the BKB in the arena, but simply Picard jumps out. They'll continue to chase.
Lyle.
They're in on top of Lyle. Lyle's going down. As Thunder Awaken, they're starting to really step it up, and BetBoom, they are struggling.
Had the 50-50 go up or down. Unfortunately, didn't get it this time.
Because he is relentless here with the chase.
What's gonna
Catches
kill him?
Force Major.
Nothing can kill him now, Owen. He's literally unkillable. He got the Manta. He's already got 2.2k HP with the ultimate orb. Like, he's chilling. He's loving life.
Are fortified.
And it's one of those games where, you know, the 5k net worth lead, it feels much more than that, T. Like, in terms of just how much difficulty BetBoom's going to have to turn this around.
Because like 3.5k gold on the Fury is pretty much just not being used, the Orchid. The Silver Edge is also, again, not to the best of effect. Maybe silence and a break.
And he's out of the Sprout. Snako will jump in with a stun, but it's immediately crackened off. They're trying for him. He's out again. He'll just pop the Ravage, and now backup's turned up. They'll look to get to the side. They zip forward. All that effort there to try and chase for the kill, and it ends up with Dahak going down. BetBoom, they just cannot catch a break here against Thunder Awaken, who are really starting to have fun with them right now. 3 dead. Thunder Awaken not losing anyone. BetBoom left scratching their heads here as... I don't know how they stop this, T. This is Thunder Awaken coming in with an incredibly solid showing here. Once again in this game too, they are loving it. 24-4, 7k lead. BetBoom, they're running out of ideas.
I mean, they should be loving it. You know, Sacred, he gets jumped by the carry, and it's Tide v Furion. Like, the Tide just brushes it off. He quells, he phase boots, walks it off, turns it around. So, yeah, just unfortunately, this Furion just not having the effect that they wanted in the last pick.
Now, well, meanwhile, with the last pick for Thunder Awaken, Picard on the Void, he's massive. This Scardy is going to be done very soon. Let's see if they can get him. He has used the Time Walk. I mean, he should die here, sure.
Everyone's ready.
They're very careful about going on him. They're like, is anybody else around? Now they'll go for the kill, and they'll get it. 4 heroes, they get the jump, Picard is out.
Maybe they turn up the pace now. Dead for 75, instant smoke up. Like, the net worth lead isn't too big. For Thunder Awaken, the game's theirs if they play together. These little pickoffs could allow opportunity.
See if they can get another BetBoom.
They're hungry. They maybe Lyle kind of revealing the smoke, having to push out mid lane.
And they're going to get the stun. Snako, another catch, another kill.
Top tower is under attack.
Towards Dark Mago, but Nothing to set up on him. BetBoom, they want to start getting some kills back themselves. They need a whole lot more.
But that's the only thing Thunder Awaken have to be careful for. Is that one opportunity in which a core is left alone, the Nyx initiation into then follow-up damage. They do have the kill, BetBoom, they can kill a single hero. In the big team fight, completely outmatched. They should lose all 5-on-5 engagements unless they're the ones perfectly initiating and Thunder Awaken aren't ready. But realistically, BetBoom have to try and keep these scenarios, you know, getting created. Keep just split pushing. Don't look for these aggressive smokes where you're running into the Chrono and the Ravage. It doesn't feel great to say. You don't really want to play Dota like this, but it's kind of their main source of kind of, I guess, entry into the game now because, yeah, it's difficult. This Void's about to complete a Scardian, 600 gold. And you see from the vision as well from BetBoom, they have a ward in every single lane pretty much, just so that the Furion can start farming a little bit more defensively. Maybe you catch the Void walking down the lane to be a bit more cheeky with his farm.
And there's Matthew with the jump. Quick catch here. There's the opportunity for the BKB to come out in time for notice. They'll turn their attention towards Force Major instead.
Yeah. Bailing from the fight, of course. You let the IO die. Instantly Furion TPs to top lane. Trying to get the split push going.
Pretty much what full Shiva's done on Sacred. He's got the money. So the game going to get incredibly hard, especially for, you know, as we're seeing the profit for Dahak in these sort of situations. Once the Shivas is there and the Skadi now done for Pakaz, if these two get on top of the profit, Dahak just is not going to be able to stand his ground and punch back.
No, not at all. This Furion isn't entering the fight trying to find kills. He's trying to like open up the map to then jump in and assist with the damage. He is not the primary damage dealer. He's got 4k gold in the bank. Might look towards getting another nullifier.
See another deep zip here from Dark Mago going towards the Mars. They get the arena off, but at the same time, TA tried to initiate on the back of it all, but Sacred Ravage came out, and then the Halberd before the BKB, so a lot of time here where Lal just isn't able to get the hits off. Seneko finds the stun connection onto Dark Mago. They'll now turn their attention back over towards Sacred. See if they can get something else out of this one. Sacred's still incredibly tanky. These heroes can't quite kill him. Pakaz is also around with the Chrono ready to drop, so BetBoom will have to just settle for the 2 kills.
A little bit over-aggressive from Thunder Awaken. You know, jumping in, your Void wasn't really in position. But also it does help. There was a nullifier from the TA. That helped put the winner on a pretty low. And then Seneko being able to catch the Stone's Throw on the top side of the fight. And they have the tools within the items and the Nyx, they have the tools to punish over-aggression. Gotta kind of calm it down a little bit if you're Thunder Awaken. This is still a throwable game. Like, just look at the net worth. The fact that TA and Furion are up top, if you die and don't have buyback, they're gonna run it down a lane and probably take a Rax, right? In like 10 or 5 minutes time, so...
Oh yeah, they're ready. There's a DD rune as well.
Oh,
there we go, Lal.
Like, 2 big mistakes now from Thunder Awaken. The pick-off on Void and this over-aggression mid. You're kind of giving BetBoom re-entry to the game.
Let's see if they can get the jump. They're looking to Sacred.
He's got no mana.
You see the jump home. Oh, it's a chrono on the 2 of them. They did get the TA out to the side, but he's been disarmed. They've lost Seneko. The BKB's popped. They've got the Sprout down. They're locking down this Void. He needs help. He needs it now. He's going to be able to get his way out of the Sprout. He's been healed up as well. It doesn't matter. Lal has the damage. Takes down Pakaz. See with the zip, Dark Mago. He's looking to the side. Dahak. Been caught out by the shackle. Relocate's going to be coming in. Force Major trying to keep him alive with the tether. Dahak, he's going to be saved. He turns with the Sprout. He's caught the Floor Spirit. Dahak will live. As Thunder, only Matthew getting out of that. It was both supports have been buying back to keep the fight going, but they've done exactly that. They get the cores, and we are indeed seeing with the levels now. That level 20, the Sprout leash from Dahak. You've got to be careful if you're this Storm or Void. Suddenly, you're just going to be trapped with nowhere to jump.
The level 20 talent plus the double nullifier pickup, the Furion has one as well.
That's it.
This Pugner's not really able to help out. The 4-star farm coming into play.
And now, here you said, you know, you win a team fight, you're going to go straight down the mid lane. And Thunder, they've got to really question if they want to use some of these buybacks. Because otherwise, they're probably going to have to let a Rax go.
Though. like buybacking here, tied with no buyback, has Ravage available in 30. You don't really want to buy back on Void or Storm. They've just lost the racks.
They've got to let it go. BetBoom. They'll be the ones to claim the first set of racks here in this game too.
A lot of respect towards BetBoom. The ability, the resilience under how Thunder Awaken was dominating most of the team fights, pressuring that Roshan. Some teams would have crumbled under that team fight, but the move bottom, the ability to chain pickoffs in a row. And now, through all of this, the second Roshan,
I mean, they're going to get it
uncontested.
Thunder's going to try and smoke out to get here in time, but indeed with the damage that Lyle's doing, Roshan is theirs. Very close to having the full MKB. Pakazi's still going to step over, but Snakeo's got his eyes on him. This is a bit scary here for Thunder. They're going to try and blow them back in with the Gale. There's an Aegis now on this TA. MKB done. So any sort of stun, and if Lyle's able to jump in, follow up on Noticed or Seneco's initiation, he is going to slice through these heroes.
And Bloodthorn soon to be complete as well for Fury, and he's shipping out the recipe most likely now. Or is he going to keep his buy? He's going to keep his buyback. So he's going to have the Mage Slayer and the Orchid for now. Dude, find a way. You got to be so. You got to be scared now. Like,
Sacred. He's out to the side with the blink. Oh, they're going to try and jump Picard. He's going to go for the Chrono. The BKB was off in time with the TA. He'll look towards Seneko. Take down the Nyx Assassin. Quick relocate to the side. They'll get Lyle out at the Chrono and get him back to work. But the Ravage is there. Onto the 14. The Gale as well. Pushes them to the side. Dartmago zips in. Focuses down to Hack. Pulls him back in with the Vortex. Turns the attention over towards Force Major. 3 dead. Now they'll go for the TA. They surround Lyle. He's out once. That's the Aegis gone. As Noticed has to get out of here. Lyle won't be able to get any sort of blink off as Thunder Awaken. They return to the point where they lost that last team fight around the area. This time round, they get the job done into an Aegis even on Lyle. They take him out.
what a roller coaster of a game, honestly. I feel bad for BetBoom. Like, that type of initiation, they're making the smoke, but they walk into the Tide Hunter, the hero that they don't really want to jump. Unless they have the break into perfect initiation, you don't really want to do it.
We'll see it again here.
So, like, they walk up, they're like, Tide, but instant blink dagger, perfect reaction.
And Picard's, he's just going through each time with the Chrono. There's no sort of waiting around for sort of the 5 heroes. He's straight in on the 2. It was a nice attempt there from Force Major to redeem the team fight, but Ravage is up, catches pretty much the entirety of them. And at that point, the cleanup begins for Thunder Awaken.
But it was the Ravage and into a Vortex, then the double shackle.
I mean, there's no buyback on Lyle.
Oh, we're just running it down mid the other way. Oh, God.
It's still tier 2s, in fact, still a tier 1 on the bottom lane, so they won't be able to go for further sets of barracks.
It's the saving grace for BetBoom. The fact that your side lane towers are still alive because you've had this Fury and constantly pushing out the lanes, you've not passively lost them. That could have been so much worse for BetBoom. They have to be careful. Even though they were in the lead, it's based off of them finding the perfect setup into a fight.
Yeah. I mean, it's still the fact that the team fight, the ultimates, they're so strong from Thunder Awaken. And now an extra sort of component that they're going to have to be concerned about. I believe the Aghanims, it's out on Dartmago. So further AoE control.
We're going to see some big Vortex in this game. This is like a typical game where, like, you're behind, you're losing, you start winning, and then you feel like, yeah, boys, we can make the play, we can make the smoke, and then unfortunately it hits you that one time. And
it's still a scary game for Dahak because, of course, he's gone fully out on the offensive. He really tried to hold back on buying that BKB. A lot of it down to the fact that there is still like the Chronosphere in play, so I felt that maybe that going for the full out offensive was going to be the better approach. But now at this point, in these team fights, without a BKB, it only takes sort of one zip and a pullback from Dartmago, and Dahak just in complete trouble. So until that BKB is there, we might not see BetBoom look for another fight.
Again, we kind of reset the game once again, where BetBoom, they'll continue the split pushing, they'll continue waiting to see an opportunity, and then with the Nyx Assassin setting up the engagement, they might go for a quick pickoff. They have so much explosive damage. Look at this TA, Nullify, Deso, MKB, the Blink Dagger on top, of course. Like, you're gonna be blowing up heroes, but they need to wait for the perfect opportunity. Their ability with this lineup to smoke and walk into high ground does not feel good. It's about waiting to see when you have, like, heroes split across the map and then pouncing. So now we'll kind of reset the game. We'll go back to hugging the side lanes, keeping it going. And it's on Thunder Awaken, honestly. They're the ones that might look towards getting a smoke, looking to cross the river. As you take the fight.
He's got his eyes on Matthew in the trees, but not going to want to do anything with that.
They have a gem on the Tidehunter, so Seneko, he has to be careful he doesn't walk too close to the melon.
And Dahak, as I say, needs that BKB. Just a recipe away.
Buyback's on cooldown anyway, so he will instantly buy out the BKB. And buyback-wise, yeah, we're not looking too good for BetBoom. Economy isn't too hot. They had to invest quite a lot in items. 3 of them are on cooldown.
See top lane. Now on the hunt for Seneko. Dartmago. He's going to find him, but no lockdown available. The Vortex already used on that initial jump.
Ooh, nice little tip there from Seneko too. You wasted your Vortex. Now he's going to be thinking about that for the next 10 seconds. Ah, I missed my Vortex.
And of course, Thunder just eyeing up the chance of trying to get one of these side lane towers.
Oh, we haven't mentioned this yet. Look at Mars. Cheeky devil. Little Hex.
Dire's top
Punishing the
tower
Storm
is
threat if he
under
jumps in
attack.
too aggressively, maybe without the BKB. So now this Storm, it becomes a difficult game. There's Carapace on the Nyx Assassin, there's a Hex on the Mars. Additional silences after BKB. He kind of needs to wait for Sacred, kind of the MVP of the game so far for Thunder Awaken. He has to just absorb some of these kind of cheaper spells and then give the perfect Chrono opportunity, the perfect Shackle shot. That does get harder when you go for the Siege though.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And look at bot lane, we got the trees already split.
The Treants are putting the pressure on.
These trees are quicker than the entire Radiant team right now.
I mean, they're clearing through that range tracks. That's going to go down. See now, notice he's in with the jump. He's going to go with a Hex lead up on towards the Void, but the heal from the side is going to keep this Void more than fine as he's able to get the BKB off there because zip to the side, Dartmago trying to play around with Lyle. Notice he's been bullied out of the base here as Notice is going to be focused. That's Mars dead, no buyback. Jump forward with the Ravage, catching them under the tier 4 towers. They're in on top of the TA. There's the Chrono, it's caught the IO, it's caught the TA because he's in onto Lyle. The stuff from the side for Seneko trying to help out. The quickly relocates out to the side, but it doesn't matter. They're both dead. No buybacks on either Mars or TA here for this defense. As Thunder Awaken, they can keep it going. They'll turn over towards Dahak. They'll try to TP out, but the bashes are there from Pagaz. A 2-man stuns from Seneko, but it's not enough. It is Dahak. He's out to the side. Dahak. They're going into the base. They want to dive the fountain. They won't find him. Dahak will live. But everybody else on BetBoom taken out as Thunder Awaken diving tier 4s here. BetBoom, they cannot deal with that pressure.
And they got Fortify, they got Fury and TP, and they got some buybacks on Iron. No relocate though. Base race maybe? Okay, TA has buyback now as well.
Sacred.
They got to be careful.
I mean, he's getting in very aggressive. He's rather low. They've got the Hex down on the Picard, but the BKB is ready. Jumps over to look towards Lyle. Lyle pots the BKB, tries to hide with the meld, but they've got the vision. They're starting to beat into the TA. The Mantis pot, they remove the refraction. They jump over towards Force Major. Dartmago getting very low on the mana. He's been caught by the Sprout Leaks. The Nullifies where they brought him down. Buybacks coming out from Sacred and Matthew.
Because another Hex.
He's going to continue to try and run Panda. Is there anything he can do to help out? He's going to try and heal it, but there's not enough heals. Sacred, he's brought back for this. He's got to run. But the trap slow's caught him. BetBoom, they're going to look to chase down the tide.
Blinking one on Mars.
They get the silence off onto Panda at the side of it all. Jump in from Matthew. There's the buybacks from the 2 cores. Dartmago and Picard ready to join the rest of their teammates to keep this fight going. But Dahak is cleaning up the backlines. Doesn't matter. Force Major falls.
Under attack.
Both teams now losing a support for 90, 100 seconds either side.
Wait, this could instantly be a base race. Void and Storm don't have TPs.
Oh, wait, what?
If TA just get... Oh, she can't get there. If she could afford boosted travel,
She can't,
100%, they could just go for the base
There's
race.
not enough money on Lal. But still the Treants.
But they should know this. They had to buy back and
The
get into the
Treants.
fight. The Treants. Oh, this is a spice.
They got to
40
get
seconds.
back. Someone's got to get back.
Okay, Pandamu's going back. But it's only a Pugna. There's no fortification either. Okay, they're not going to go for it. There was a window. There was a window where they could have ended this game.
You got to watch out for that.
Oh.
This game could come to a very explosive conclusion.
Well, you got to check the buybacks now, right? Yeah, look at it. It's just a sea of no's. Pandamu. He's going to hold it down for his team.
Roshan's up. And then as you saw in this situation where there's so many buybacks unavailable, the Aegis meaning everything here. For each team's cause. Who's going to be able to go for it though? Who's going to take that risk?
Just to think, it looked like Thunder Awaken was just about to win the game, right? Diving the tier 2s.
I think they felt that they were on the verge of closing it up, but the game continues.
Yo, this smoke from BetBoom. If they have the vision of them doing Roshan, but then they cut in for the base, that could be pretty hype.
You saw it there, Thunder. Hesitation on going for Roche. They know that BetBoom,
Are scanning.
I mean, either side, whoever gets the kill on a core, that could be the beginning of the end.
But Matthew, he drew the line. He told the team, guys, you have to push out this bot lane. Do not allow them this single opportunity to make this TP rat play.
I mean, whose job should that be? Who can sort of afford to sit down here?
Oh, it's difficult. You need Tide to be in the main area of the fight. He needs to be soaking up the actual initiation. So you got to maybe the Storm Spirit, push it out. You can TP. The fact that this tier 2 top lane is still alive, 4th round Awaken, will be incredible for Storm Spirit. TPing there, then zipping in, pretty much halving the amount of mana you have to use to get to the Roche fight. So yeah, Storm will be the lone split pusher of the bot lane. But a rare scenario where we don't see 4 nulls. We've got 1 null.
Finally, you know.
Yeah,
Thank you, Dark Mago. You know, going for a good old build. None of this same of the same item.
I mean, he might lose the game by not doing the nulls.
Nah, he's ready for some big brain
ready.
players. You can see he's got the Eon disc ready to assemble in the midst of a fight.
Like he's not thinking about the memes now. He's just about if he gets that zip in, he doesn't want to get Hex killed. That alone is way more value than having, you know, an extra null.
Now we'll see, you know, BetBoom consistently just fishing for action here with these smokes. If they can get a pick off. See who's able to start this one. Sacred. Hard for him to really get a read on their full position. Eon Disc also out for Pakaz.
They just don't want to give that opportunity of the jump initiation, and that is the only thing BetBoom can really rely on at this stage of the game with their draft. It is the Nyx, the jump, the Mars with the Hex. So the fact that we are seeing these cores, the Storm, the Void, pick up an Aeon Disc, it's just respecting how BetBoom is keeping themselves in this game.
Still many minutes on those buybacks. Dark Mago taking a bit of a risk there. Showing in the river. Still not going to be completely sure where BetBoom are around the map.
But the lane advantage is going towards BetBoom. They were the one who took 2 racks. They're just slowly pushing out the lanes due to this advantage. Mid lane is even because both teams took the rack. So
I mean, yeah,
it's hard for Thunder Awaken to leave their side of the map now.
It is. Especially with that death though on Dahak. He's ready to look for that final standing tier 4 in Ancient. If any fight is to happen elsewhere, even if it's a bad one for the rest of his team, he'll be ready to bail out and look for the race.
I hope you're ready to start screaming about how BetBoom TP'd in and just killed the Ancient whilst they weren't even in their base. They're going to do it one time to bait out the fortification, then the second time. Oh, I've just not seen a base race in a long time, Owen.
No, this is definitely a game where absolutely is a chance it could end with both Ancients taking a beating.
Going into the pit. Only a refresher this time.
Still a good squad to have a refresher on.
Everyone wants it. You want a Chrono, you want a second Ravage.
Scouting this out, they know that they're in there. BetBoom, their sort of team fight initiation resting on Notice in a solid arena.
Notice is trying. Oh, okay, picks up the gem again. He is going for the snipe though.
He's getting low.
Inventory slot.
They're going to be able to jump in time. Notice he's in. They get the Hex into the spear, but Pakaz, the Eon Disc will keep him safe. Dartman goes zipping around the back line. He's looking for the support. It needs to hack. He's going to close it. He's on the Ancient. They've got to get back. Someone's got to get back. They're bringing the TA as well. They're looking to end the game, but the fortification's there. They've got to head back. They've got to TP out there. The TP for Dartman Go was stopped by Notice. He's not going to be able to get back to base for this one. They have the Ravage, but the beginning of the Chrono is going to catch them. It's going to hold back the two of them from beating into the Ancient as they turn Pakaz on the TA, but the Ancient is out. They've got the game.
Oh, you play against Fury and it's going to happen at some point.
It's going to happen.
But they don't look too happy. Look at them. They're like, that was a game. Whew. God. Fair play, BetBoom. Fair play.
They saw a way out and they found it there. Even with the best efforts from Thunder